So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshines. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Happy holidays.
Same to you, my loves. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule because I know that y'all have been super busy. And for you've been sprinkling some extra love and memories and even mischief in our lives. You know, as co-creators and CEOs and beautiful boss babes and twins, I need to know which one is the sweet and sour. Like, who thought that this would be a great idea that was going to bring so much cheer? But as you go up and down the timeline, this is the year. This is the time where poor little Scout is taking us on a field trip of a little bit of smiles, somewhat horror. You just never know what you're going to get.
That is hilarious. Yeah, the elf on the shelf is becoming as ubiquitous, right? With Christmas time as Santa Claus. And we don't take that for granted as Santa's chief storytellers. It's a big job, but somebody's got to do it. Yeah, the elves match the personality of their family. So that's what we tell people all the time. Some elves are quite adventurous and creative. Other elves just play hide and seek like ours did when we were growing up. And so having the opportunity to really be a part, I think, of people's family and Christmas traditions is just an honor we do not take for granted. And we appreciate people sharing those stories with us.
Absolutely. And when it comes to story time, you allow the families to even ink some of the storylines with it, and the both of you collectively have started something that will outlive so many other traditions. With this Santaverse, you've opened the line of communication for other storylines. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so the Santaverse really encompasses all of Santa's North Pole, all the characters, all the stories, all the lore that make up the world of Santa Claus. So the Santaverse includes characters like Nora, for instance, our magical Arctic fox. She's actually going to be featured as a balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade this year. And then underneath her, you're going to see our elf babies, the Frost Pips. And so again, you're seeing how we're able to lean into characters that aren't just the elf on the shelf. It's the entire world of Santa Claus. And by the way, can I just say, Tan, Boss Babes, I'm going to steal that one from you. That is amazing.
Own it, sis, both of you, okay? And I just almost feel as if you need to get to Louisiana to create another storyline because surely the elf needs to be on a shelf somewhere near some gumbo and some beignets. What's the holidays without it?
I
You
couldn't
are
agree
not
more.
wrong. Yeah, you are not wrong. I'm feeling the whole New Orleans aesthetic for sure, but love some gumbo, beignets. So yummy.
Both.
Creole cuisine, yum.
Yes, you create so many different memories along this journey. What would be the aha moment for the both of you where you feel as if this really made sense? It all began to gel. It wasn't just an idea or a novelty thing that's just going to kind of pass. Y'all just kind of looked at each other and said, we really pulled something magical off.
I like to say it has happened in stages. When we first came out with the elf on the shelf, no one wanted it. Everyone turned it down. It was completely rejected by traditional publishers. There was one literary agent who thought, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. This is going to change Christmas. But everyone else turned it down. And so for us, even just getting started was a hugely miraculous feat. Shanda took out a bunch of credit card debt, and I sold my home and put some proceeds in to start the company. And our mom and dad took what little they had in their 401k and invested it for us to get started. So the fact that we're here 20 years later and we've been able to build on lore and characters and share our success story, I mean, it truly is an American dream. And we're blessed beyond measure to be able to share it with people. But in terms of coming into our own. I would say one of the biggest moments was when we had our balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, having the elf on the shelf floating over the streets of New York City and kids chanting and pointing. That's when, for me, it felt like, okay, we've got something here that's going to be synonymous with Christmas.
Yeah. And what about for you?
I would say the same thing. I think it's come in stages. I think sometimes ignorance is bliss. And I think if I had seen all of this 20 years ago, it would have blown my mind.
Yeah.
And I definitely wouldn't have been ready for each of the phases in the iteration of the business. I think a lot of the lessons are in the journey that you take because it's what prepares you for that next thing,
Yeah.
and that change is what opens you up to opportunity. And so each, I think, sort of stage along the way, there's been several moments that Chris and I both could point to in the last few years where it's like, oh, here we go again. All the chips are in, all the steps of faith, here we go. Because we really have been so non-traditional in so many ways. Everything from having to start our own animation production company within our company because we couldn't get people to like believe in what we were doing or invest in Christmas. And so we're launching our own preschool show today on our YouTube channel called Scout Elf Squad.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We're so excited. It's such a fun thing to be able to sort of create these stories for Santa and lean into this world of storytelling, probably the greatest mythology of our time that's never really been owned until we've had the opportunity to step in and do that. But I'm so thankful for this journey, and I think the aha moments keep coming. I don't think
As they
we're
should.
ever done with them. And I really do feel like a lot of it is just the learning and the journey that gets us ready for that great next step that we're supposed to take.
And I have to tell you that you both are such an inspiration. And hearing the story behind the story, the transparency of saying, it's a hit today, but nobody wanted it on day one. And not only did you believe in it, but you believed in each other. Because at any given moment, one could have said, don't worry about it, let's go, but you didn't, and you're still in it to win it. And it's those types of stories that keeps everyone else inspired. Because yeah, you could take an F, but who's going to believe? Well, here we are, 20 years later,
Yeah.
unrolling. I mean, and wait, hold on a second now. 12-time best-selling author, from the first book where no one probably wanted to flip the pages to saying we're still at it, and that pen is not out of ink yet. So you keep those stories coming, you keep those preschool shows coming. If Scout ever needs a cousin, I got you. Here I am. This is
Thank
amazing.
you
I'm
so
so proud of
much.
you
We have
both.
absolutely loved talking to you today. I feel so inspired just listening to you.
Thank
Sometimes, we're so busy running the business that we forget that we have this whole journey that other people can learn from. And
you.
so this helps remind us to stop for a minute and tell a little bit of our story. And the fact that it could inspire anyone is, again, it's a real honor. So thank you for having us.
Anytime. Shanda, Krista, I want you both to think of this as an extension of your office. So whenever you have anything going on, you feel free to tell them, look, I need to jump in the hot seat and on the tan line and consider it done. So let me go get my elf, see if you save me some cookies and some milk, and I'll see you as soon as you get to Louisiana, okay?
Sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for
Anytime.
having
I know you have more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love y'all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Happy holidays. Oh, you're so full of joy and light. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you. Likewise. Bye, y'all. Max 94.1, Baton Rouge's official #1 for hip hop and R&B. It's the voice inside your speaker box, LaTangela Fay, and 'tis the season to start giving these bikes away. So I had to call this guy. You always see him on all the billboards, all the commercials, and now you're going to see him giving out these bikes yet again. None other than the Gordon McKernan. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dan.
Listen, it's always great to have you in the hot seat and on the tan line, but I've got questions.
Yep.
We started off with 94 bikes some
Yeah.
years ago. Last year it was nearly 500. Am I reading this correctly when it says this year we're doing 600 bikes for Christmas?
That's correct. 600.
Okay, I know a lot of changes have been taking place. There's a new city involved. We,
Yeah.
Gone across the water. We're hanging out in New Orleans a little bit now, and everybody's getting registered for their chance to get one of these bikes just in time for the holidays. Why is it so important that you, your family, and your team are so consistent with giving out these bikes for Christmas?
Oh, Dan, I think we've talked about it before. It goes back to just a belief and a faith in what the Bible tells me, and that's too much is given, much is expected, right?
Right.
So it doesn't do you much good to acquire a bunch of things in life and not share it. And I've been blessed more than I deserve, and just one small way to give back to the communities across Louisiana. And that's why
Yeah.
we do it.
I love it. You know, being a part of the team, seeing how much hard work and dedication goes on behind the scenes, because it's a lot of work trying to make sure you have enough
Oh,
the bikes are the right sizes,
yeah,
and everybody's contacted in order to get the bikes,
yeah,
and to do it all before the holidays. Like Santa elves
that's
are
right.
really working over
Well,
here, going recruiting injury
that's
attorneys.
that's my marketing team and Chloe and Emily and
Yeah.
Alex and everybody. They do such a great job, and they have a heart to do this as well. So I couldn't do this without my team.
Absolutely. And this year, the event, it includes 8 cities across the beautiful state of Louisiana. You have Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria, Shreveport, Monroe, Baton Rouge, Hammond, and for the first time, New
Yeah.
Orleans. So after opening the office out in New Orleans earlier this year, what would you like to add to your wish list to be able to give a dose of what we're doing in the other cities there?
Yeah, the 225's coming to the 504,
I
right?
like
And
it.
it's something I wanted to do for a long time. I have great memories of New Orleans, went to law school there. My dad went to law school there. My son's in law school there.
Yeah,
When I married Shannon, spent my first year in a house in New Orleans. So it has great memories for me, but I want to bring the same type of care for the community that we have across the state to New Orleans. And I'm not trying to say anything about the attorneys there, but I think we have a heart for that. And we
yeah.
try to do that really well. And we're going to demonstrate that and show that love and affection for all the people of New Orleans over the upcoming years.
Absolutely. And we're super excited to be a part of this movement with you. You know, this is an extension of your office.
Yeah.
So just pull up on me. As a matter of fact, tell them just get Gordon and get it
No,
done.
I don't have your voice. If I did, I'd be singing every day. I'd sing most of my commercials if I had your voice, but I don't.
It's okay. I'll produce the next
Yeah,
one
you
for
did.
and with you. We
There
got
you
it. We
go.
got it. You keep it locked right where you have it. And be sure to get registered right now at getgordon.com.